I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Can anyone who loves Jesus in a small group setting conduct the Lord's Supper in a meaningful way, or does it need to be overseen by somebody who is, quote, ordained? Well, this is one of those questions that's both a yes and a no. Allow me to explain. All throughout the letters of the Apostle Paul, you see him establishing elders in a respective congregation and talking about the structure and the order of a church. Not only the elders, the teachers, the pastors, there's even explicit instructions, entire chapters on who's qualified and who is not. In respective to the local church, the Bible gives us two ordinances, what we know as baptism and the Lord's Supper. And so the yes part here is that what we know as the Lord's Supper is a function of the body of Christ and governed, that's probably a bad word, how about more structured within the local church. However, there is nothing that prevents a group of believers from gathering around the elements and celebrating and remembering the Lord's death until He returns. So whomever submitted the question, I want you to understand if you're in a small group, on your own at your home and you celebrate the Lord's Supper, there's nothing sinful about that. There's nothing wrong about it. There's nothing erroneous about it. However, I would strive, if possible, to make sure that whatever small group you're in is connected to a more, shall we say, structured body to where there's at least communication about what is happening. And here's why. Now, I don't think this was the intent of the question, but let me share with you some issues that can come up. There are reasons that we use the specific elements that we do. For example, the grape juice is from the book of Deuteronomy, the pure blood of the grape. The unleavened bread represents the body that had not a broken bone on Mount Calvary. I've heard of situations where people have taken the Lord's Supper and they've utilized pizza and Sprite, or they've used other types of elements. And I don't think it's that their heart was wrong. I just think sometimes it's more of a making sure that as a small group, we're on the, quote, same page as the local body that we're a part of. Now, you find yourself not connected to a local body, but having a group of believers among you, there's nothing wrong with participating in the Lord's Supper. And again, I've had the privilege of participating in so many different means and so many different ways. I just want to continually remind us that we as believers in Jesus Christ, we're not created to live this life in somewhat of a lone ranger mentality, but connected to local bodies of believer, particularly when it comes to the Lord's Supper. Same question could be asked for baptism as well. We'll save that question for another time. That being said, if you have a question, send it to AskJeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.